Hi, welcome to You Fix It, your home and auto repair source. Today we're going to be looking at this bathroom faucet. It's a single-handled faucet and the water will not turn off. What we have is seals and springs inside of here that have to be replaced. Shut off the water valves down under the sink. The water is off. Next we're going to remove this handle. There's an emblem located right here that you want to pry off with a small screwdriver. And sometimes if they're old faucets, these will tear and there's no really reason to replace them. There's an Allen head screw set back in here, and you work this loose, and if it's heavily corroded, it may be hard to break loose, and what you'll want to do is work it back and forth to loosen it up. If it's real hard to turn, don't continue to try and turn that, because it will either strip or possibly break that set screw. So you just kind of work it back and forth, slow motions, and each time increase the amount that you're loosening it, and sometimes work it back to the tightened position going clockwise and then back again to loosen it, and just work it back and forth. Okay, this is the repair kit that is available from any hardware store. Seats and springs for the Delta style. Even though this is a Price Pfister faucet, it's still the Delta style faucet. And these springs and rubber seats work on it as well. And you'll also want to get some plumber's grease to lubricate these seats after you've put them in. Okay, as I mentioned before, I put a paper bag or a plastic bag down in the drain to block it off, keep anything from going down there. Next step is we're going to take off the top nut that keeps the ball and stem all in place. I'm using just a standard pair of channel locks. Get it loose. Take that off of there, and then the top section here is going to come off. Remember which way is your triangle positioning, and your top of the triangle is towards you. Take that off. I am not replacing this. I am going to put some lubricant on it because that wasn't leaking. The valves and the seals are down right below there. There is a little stem that sticks out of here that aligns with this groove right here on the ball, so you know what to look for when you go back into position, and that's what sets it in straight with these holes right here in the ball. Next is remove the old spring and seat assemblies. Looks like there's corrosion down here, and I'm going to clean that off. Just by scraping it off, it's like going to the dentist. Take the cold water spring and seat out. Check the ball for any burrs, roughness, or anything that on the surface that could impede the sealing of the rubber seats against the ball. If anything is rough or anything, you can take very light grit, 600 grit sandpaper or emery cloth or something to clean it off with. Get all the water out of here. Take note of the position of the spring type and the positioning of it. The spring is a conical type, smaller at the top, larger at the bottom, and the smaller part goes inside of the rubber seal. Now the new kit has two different springs in it. One is the one we need, conical type spring, and then the other one is a straight cylindrical spring, and it is longer. And we're going to compare the old spring to the new one. The height of it, the diameter, base is the same. The top part is the same. So the springs right in there. Next is the seals, and there are two different seals that are provided in the kit. One is a longer, taller seal. The other is a shorter one, which is the correct one. This is the old seal. This is the wrong new seal. You can see how the height of it is much taller. The other one, that is the same height, same diameter. So that's a match. I'm going to put some plumber's lubricant on the face of the seal. Put that down into position. Doing the cold water seal now. And then test it after you get it in. Just push down on it, make sure that the spring is applying proper force. And put some more lubricant down on there. Put a little bit on the ball as well. And then we're going to reinstall the ball into the socket. Remember your groove to line it up. And then I'm going to put some lubricant on this top seal. Put that back in place. And it's got a little peg here that you have to engage into the slot. Tighten down the outer collar here. Water back on at the valves. Final test of the water, and we've got water working and it shuts off properly. So it looks like everything is successful. One other thing to check is the nozzle right underneath here. If your spray pattern is irregular, remove this nozzle and just check to make sure that there's nothing clogging it in any of the holes, the main hole in the center or around the outside perimeter. Otherwise, this concludes another video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it helped somebody. And please don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.